Have you came across any place where you thought things are good and then it goes the other way? Like, you know, it's like everything was good during the appointment or during the listing or even showing, and then things just get weird. With being Safety Month, we want to make sure that everybody is aware to know that even though something that looks too good cannot be as good as we anticipate, and to have to go with our gut feeling anytime we feel like we're in a situation that it's not safe, right? And it doesn't have to be with people, it can be with, even in public, right? Because you never know.
Yeah, just as realtors, but in life in general, the same rules apply. But in realtors, we're in a unique position because we might end up in a home with somebody in an isolated situation, and so there's where we have to really be careful, right? I always make sure that when I pull up to an appointment that my car is not blocked in and it is pointed the right direction to have the easiest access out. I always make sure that I have a little bit of knowledge of who I'm meeting. If many times it's somebody that is in your sphere of influence or a past client, and you know the couple, so that's okay, or the person. But if you don't know them, then really you have to put up all these extra guards to protect yourself.
Adding to that too, though, what I also do is I look them up on Facebook. Or I just Google their name, you know, because usually when we have showing appointments or leads come in, you get their name and their contact and their email. So it's pretty easy to just put their name in and just see what pops up, you know, and if there are red flags, it definitely is just like, okay, cautious.
Yeah.
And having appointments on my calendar where my husband or, you know, your team member may have access to exactly where you're going and what the address is, and you know, if you're not back by like an hour or something, to be concerned, you know, to just say, hey, come find me if I'm not back by X amount of time. So that's always a backup that I use. I know that has helped.
I just think about all these years I've operated without knowing the person and without all that ability to Google people that we have today. And it's always been, for me, back to what is my gut, and then what cautions what am I going to set up for cautions on the way. So again, nothing is worth it. No situation, no sale is worth it, no listing is worth it if your gut doesn't tell you that if it isn't feeling right, it isn't right.
Another thing that I do is I always have somebody on the phone, like whether it be my friend or my husband or somebody too, if I'm not sure getting in or out. And I wear pockets anytime I go.
I do too.
Just so that I don't have to search for a phone or keys in my bag. So everything is very accessible pretty quick here.
The pockets are funny because some things are just, you know, natural at this point. And that is, I always have pockets, and I always have those things at the phone, the keys at the ready.
Have you came across any place where you thought things are good and then it goes the other way? Like, you know, it's like everything was good during the appointment or during the listing or even showing, and then things just get weird.
I can name a few times that where the hair raises on the back of your neck, and you have that instinct, how am I going to get out? In your mind, you just start thinking, how am I going to leave the situation? Right or wrong, it doesn't feel good. These things can happen at any stage in your career, and hopefully we don't have to learn these lessons multiple times, right? Yeah.
And being very careful at the time of day the appointments are set as well, trying to do it more when there is light outside than, like, you know, waiting until evening time or when it's dark outside, so that everybody can see or you can feel safe in that bright light.
Yeah.
That's always good. Another thing that I've done during showings that I feel safe is I let the client go first. You know, instead of me going in first and letting the client follow me, I would just say, I want you to have the experience on how it is to view the room as you will be living in here. So then I let them, and I turn on the light and I let them go in, so that if there is anything that I feel like is not safe, the door is right behind me and I can just
That is
Run.
excellent. And again, so much is instinct, but always the same situation. I don't go up the stairs first. I don't go down the stairs at all.
Yeah.
And again, always let them go in first.
Yeah,
Good
that
point.
has definitely.
Yeah, and having, again, having your phone available. I always let people know when we're showing houses that we very well could be recorded. And I say that because of the negotiating end of it, but I also say it to let them know we're not alone. We're being recorded most likely today. Most people are being recorded. So I think that would make somebody pause if they didn't have the right intentions.
So you're talking about when you're doing showings that in this house there may be a recording. So you don't want to share anything that you don't want public to know.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, and I've really shown houses that I went to give feedback and they say, oh, we already know it. We heard it.
Oh.
So it's a valid point for business practice and it's very good for safety. I actually will tell you that for years I did open houses on my own. Did new construction, all of the things that we do. I don't do an open house by myself anymore. Not everybody is in that situation, but I never do. Always have either my partner, husband, or I have somebody else attend it with me, just to be sure.
Can I add to that?
Sure.
Because I don't have the luxury to have anybody with me at my open house either, but I take my husband's pair of shoes with me. And I put it with my shoes. So whenever somebody does come in, they can see that there are two pairs of shoes at the
That is
door.
a first. That is really good. I've never heard that.
Yeah. So then it's like, even though I'm alone, they may subconsciously, whoever is entering may know that there is another physical person because there's an extra pair of shoes.
Yeah, so we've got open houses to think about, we've got showings to think about, and we've got our offices to think about. And even getting it out of the parking lot and the hours that we choose, whether it's light or dark, many things as realtors we have to think about.
This was a great conversation.
Yeah.
I am so glad. Thank you for sharing all the knowledge that you have.
And you
I
too.
learned a lot from you.
Yeah, I learned a lot from you. Great tips. The shoes were good. I really like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
great
thank
reminder
you.
for Safety Month. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll shake your hand now. Thanks.